Mostly we are live now. Okay, just give me one second.
Hi there. I invite you
Okay,
to apply for the PG Diploma program.
okay. Hello everyone. We have Prakash here. He has his persistent interview, right? So we wanted to take his mock interview before he actually gives the interview. So we thought it would be a better thing that other people who are also having their persistent interview, they will be also be able to understand how the interview goes by. So first of all, Prakash, welcome. I have your resume as well. So it would be, I think it would be a little better if I share your resume.
Yes, sir.
Okay, just give me one second. So I'll share my screen side by side. Uh, Perfect, Prakash. Prakash, could you just give me your introduction?
Sure, sir. Good evening, sir. I'm Prakash Khare. I'm from Khandwa, Madhya Pradesh. I completed my Bachelor of Engineering from Shri Dadaji Institute of Technology and Science from Khandwa only, and I completed my 10th and 12th from the same city and from Bandari Public School. It is a CBSE school, and got 60.4 CGPA and I'm sorry, 60.4 percentage in 12th and 74 percentage in 10th. And in graduation, I completed my graduation with 7.82 CGPA.
Okay,
And
and you are from
I have
computer
completed
science.
I'm from computer science, yes, sir.
Okay,
And my project was yes,
yeah. You were telling me about your project.
yes, sir, my project was online examination system. It is a web-based application based on the PHP, and I have actually my mentor assigned me, my college assigned me this project on PHP, and I have to take online examination of the student within a time period, fixed time period, and that's
Okay, so can you tell me the full form of PHP?
uh, so pre hypertext, and I don't remember last.
Okay, so it is hypertext preprocessor. The full form does not start from
Uh,
P itself.
okay,
Okay, so
sorry.
a lot of people get confused. It should be starting from P, but it
Yes.
is hypertext preprocessor. Right. Exactly one of the question that I was asked back then in my college, to be honest, and I was not able to answer it. Right. Uh, so you used PHP in this particular thing. You would have also used HTML and CSS.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Uh,
HTML and
can you tell me a little bit, a few elements in that are there in HTML?
sure, sir. There are lots of tags. For example, for the image, we are having image tag. For that, we have to provide the source destination of that fixed image. And for BR tag for breaking the line. And there is A for the link, and there is also one tag called as link especially, and and there is name tag, button tag. Um, there is sir submit there is a fixed submit tag also for the
Okay.
form.
So for example, let's say I have a form,
Yes.
and I want that, okay, whenever I click upon that, let's say login button, I
Yes.
want something to happen. So what would be your strategy to make that login button interactive?
Sir, there is for my approach, sir, my approach is just simply uh, to uh, to provide the method there. If it is clicked, I mean that if a login button is clicked, then convert. There is a property. I change it to true. and for that for each and every click I just check the function I write in the JavaScript. I check the function that if it is true, I mean the login is
Yeah,
true,
but
then
but with the button, are you aware of something called as on-click event?
yes sir, on click event there it is a property which
Yeah,
we
so
used in the login button.
that's exactly what I wanted to know, the name of that
Okay sir.
particular property. Right.
Okay sir.
Uh, so, let's say you have an on-click property. So how does that on-click event happen? Which JavaScript does it go to? How does it go to a JavaScript?
Uh, sorry sir, I can't.
Okay, so that's a very okay. So let me give you a little feedback, Prakash. This is a
Yes
very
sir.
basic question. Let's say if somebody who's asking web development for a service-based company, right? So in the
Yes
case, the first question, you create a form, and let's say there's a button, you click upon it. So there's an on-click function, right? Now that on-click function goes to a JavaScript. So you name the particular JavaScript. So in the JavaScript, you write that, okay, on click for this particular ID. There are classes as an ID, right? So again, can you tell me what are classes and IDs in HTML? What's the difference between two?
uh, sorry sir, sir actually I also one question, but okay I asked in last after feedback. It is related to my project.
Okay, but your project is web development project. No, you should be aware about ID classes. It's a very basic thing. So I'll
Yes sir,
recommend.
ID. Okay sir, I listen IDE. Sorry sir, ID is just for example in C++ we have label. Go to statement. With the help of go to statement we just go to the label. We define a ID for a fix uh, what can I say, for fix to provide a tag ID. Means if uh, I want to create it unique, I want to define it uniquely for the further purpose. So I just tag it as ID. I provide ID uniquely, and further I will use it with that name ID name.
Okay. What is the difference between ID and a class?
Uh, sir, ID is created in a tag, but the class is I think I don't know, but I hope I guess that class is having a property in
Mm-hmm.
CSS, but ID it doesn't.
Okay, so you need to study about that also. Actually, let me tell you what's the difference between ID and a class. So, for example, let's say uh, you have several buttons on a website, right? And
Right.
let's say whenever, let's say, you have to also explain with always explain with an example, right? So, let's say there are 2000 buttons all over 1000 pages, right? So, let's say you want that, okay, whenever the mouse comes over uh, the button, right? The button should increase its size a little, or maybe the color of the button should change from green to dark green, right? So that it
Okay.
looks clickable. So for with the help of classes, with all such events that you want to do with a particular button, you just define that, okay, class. So wherever you in the div element or with any particular element you write that class, that class will give the common property written in the particular class to all such elements, right? So for example, let's say images, you want all the images that are there on the website to be rounded from corners, right? So you'll
Okay.
give border radius is equals to 5. So with whichever image that you're giving the class, in whichever element that you're giving that class, it will get that property. However, with the case of ID is only unique, right? So for example, let's say clicking on login button, so that login button would have a unique ID. So in that case, I only want that this particular unique element should have this property or should do this event, right? So I'll particularly recommend you to do this because you have only one project. Again, you are from computer science and still you have one project, only one project, and that too in web development. take up an online course from Udemy immediately. You have, I think, 10 days for your interview, or how much?
Sir, they didn't tell. They just tell the approximately date in between 25 to 4th of December.
Okay. Take a course on Udemy for web development immediately.
Okay.
Immediately. Learn HTML, CSS, a little bit of JavaScript, a little bit of this, because I know that you knew, but you were not confident because maybe you did that many months back.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Also, PHP. So, for example, I know what PHP does, right? But PHP is like, I think it's an alternative to JavaScript, right?
Yes, sir.
But I don't know PHP, and most of the people don't know PHP. They know JavaScript, right? So
Okay.
in the case, I or many of the people who will be taking your interview would be rather asking questions about HTML, CSS, and JavaScript, and then basic things like that. So let's come to the second part again. Could you tell me the difference between encapsulation and abstraction?
Yes, sir, sure. Sir, encapsulation and abstraction, these are the property from object-oriented concept, and a abstraction means to show user or to show whatever we want to show. Means we provide the security, but partially. Whatever it is, nothing dangerous. I mean to say that, for example, uh, there is a IRCTC website wants to show the how many trains is there, but it doesn't show that whatever the name of the bogie. I'm sorry, whatever the name of the person which already booked the bogie, it doesn't show to the user. So it is abstraction. And encapsulation means to encapsulate something, to capsulate something. For example, if it is the class is the best example of the encapsulation. For example, I have to use a data member and member function in several ways, so I just encapsulate them in a class and use them as many times I want to.
Perfect, perfect. I got your point actually. You told data abstraction perfectly, right?
Yes.
Now, I think you studied. Maybe it's a different example, but I think the concept that you studied would be in the online classes of Prepinsta, right? But
Yes.
uh, there's a little in the case of encapsulation. I know that you perfectly know it, but what felt missing was uh, a little definition. So, for example, start like this. Uh, Data abstraction is basically hiding data or hiding implementation details. Stop. Right. However, data encapsulation is capsuling all the related data together. Right.
Okay.
And then give example. So in that case, it feels that okay, you know the definition as well, and you then further expand on the example that you're providing. And then, so for example, one more thing, that a little mistake that you did not mistake, example was a little unclear. In the case of encapsulation, you said data members and data and member functions, all of them. So you were like, okay, it would be very weird, let's say, to have a data member in line number 2 and another data member in line number 17,000, right? So you
Yes.
capsule them together inside one packet so that everybody who wants to see whatever is happening can see in a small bit of capsule. The capsule can be a class, the capsule can be a function also, right?
Okay.
Uh, Moving further, do you know what is constructors and destructors, and what is the real life application of those?
Um, yes, a constructor means, sir, as the name suggests, to construct something. But whenever we make the class, so it directly called the constructor just because that we have to initialize something. Means, for example, I create a concept of a vehicle, but I have to initialize it with something because means in the I mean to say in the computer it doesn't mean that we just create a variable, because it maybe have the garbage value. So for that, to prevent that, we have constructor. And same as for the destructor, means maybe the variable didn't destruct by calling by returning from the function or by returning from the class. So for to prevent that, we have destructor.
Perfect. You know it perfectly. One thing that I felt odd was in the starting you said constructor is for constructing. Okay. So actually what it feels is, let's say somebody who doesn't know what is constructor says these lines, right? After that, whatever you said is perfect, right? To be honest. So you say, so when we talk about, so I think the better way to start would have had been, constructor is mainly used for initialization of newly created objects, and then
Okay.
explain, and then whatever you said, right? So because what was happening is, for the first 30 seconds I was trying to figure out that maybe you're giving the right answer, but then you started to make sense, and then and then I understand you told everything perfectly, you know the concept. Okay. So with the both of the things, what I personally feel is, just review the definitions again. Okay.
Okay, sir.
Now, in the case of, so again, what I personally feel, no, you are from CSC, but you've mentioned only one language. Why is that?
Sir, actually, this is my minor project. What it is based on the PHP. But after that, in final year, actually, I make the our friend circle make our team make the project on the machine learning. It is the image processing, based on the image processing, but it is, sir, actually on the Python. And after that project, I just started learning Python.
Okay, I'll tell
Till
you. I'll tell you what the problem I am seeing here. Okay.
yes, sir.
I I don't. Okay. To be honest, uh, uh, you can see your resume on the screen, I hope, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay, I'll tell you. I'll review your resume like a normal interviewer would. Nobody cares about whatever is written here. Okay. Only line that I read was computer science. And I was like, okay, scroll. Okay. So wasting of space. Second, uh just give me 1 second. Again, this is something that I already know. Right.
Yes,
Next thing that I read is 60.4. Okay. So I was like, okay, lesser marks in class 12. But I'm like, fine, no problem. Obviously, I want to judge you with your skills. Right. Then again, I
yes,
was
sir.
like 7.4 CGPA. I'm like, okay. It's not so good, it's not so bad, it's like average, a little above average CGPA. Then I'm like, okay, technical skills. I'm like, why only two languages? Right. Even if it was a triple E person, no, I would have wanted at least C, C++, and PHP. Then I would have had been like, okay, fine, no problem. But being a CSE student, I at least would want to see C, C++. I would definitely
Okay.
want to see either Java or Python, one of them. Okay. And apart
Okay.
from that, advanced things like, let's say, embedded systems, or maybe HTML or CSS. You've read about them, right?
Yes,
So
sir.
which is why even your project says all of this, right? One more thing is, can you edit this and write one more thing here, and I guarantee you that you will be asked this question in the exam, in the interview. Okay, let me just tell us. Just give me 1 second. Let's copy paste this particular line. So this is my guarantee that yes, you will be asked this question 100%. Uh, you know what is SDLC?
Yes, sir. Sys- System
Make a
development.
bullet point. Make a bullet point like just below whatever you mentioned. Small bullet point, maybe like after this line, and
Yes,
write SDLC method use. Same thing again. Write one more thing. Testing methodology. White box, black box. Okay, so I'll tell you. Anybody who works in Persistent, TCS, Infosys, etc., at least 10 times a day, they are talking about waterfall and agile. 10 times, any random day. Okay, because they work on projects and projects work upon waterfall, agile, iterative waterfall, V model, RAD model, and all of that. Right.
Yes, sir.
And
Yes.
again, half of the people are working in testing. So as soon as they see this, they will definitely be asking this question 100%. Okay. So again, 2 bullet points this. Now, with that being said, they may also ask you of little follow-up questions, right? So learn all the RAD, V model, agile, waterfall, all of these definition properly. Not like
Okay.
not so again, definition. I'm talking about exact definition, word to word definition. You don't say like waterfall is one by one, you do everything. No, wrong. Proper definition, and then you expand with an example.
Okay,
Okay.
sir.
So basically, what I'm trying to do is increase the number of questions that you would be able to answer correctly. Right. So these are two questions. You will be able to answer correctly. So basically, this is honestly, I'll even go ahead and say this is cheating. You are fooling the interview. You will be fooling the interviewer to ask the question. Okay. Then again, further extracurricular activities. Honestly, I did not read this. I am not an HR.
Yes,
Right.
sir.
Maybe HR may read it, but I wouldn't. Attended a workshop in PHP. Again, same point. I saw PHP here. I saw PHP here. Volunteered at a technical cultural fest. I didn't. Honestly, matlab, not being an HR, I don't care about it. Okay. Presentation skills. Again, I'm like, doesn't matter. Again, not an HR, not an HR. Right. Persistent or any other company, the first interview would be technical, right? So the only
Yes.
technical things that I could find were these. I personally felt as a computer science person, there is having only one project is wrong. Even if
Okay.
I will also say somebody who's from EC or mechanical or triple E or civil should be having project in computer science domain or IT domain if they want to get a job in a service based company. So at least computer science people should have more project. But then again, the problem is, let's say if you put machine learning, right? So in the case, you will be asked difficult questions.
Yes.
You are 2021
Yes, sir.
batch, right? Or 2020 batch?
2020 batch.
2020 batch. Okay.
2020 batch.
You had a lot of time to do projects, not sure why. Again, write more programming languages here. I will suggest,
Uh,
honestly, huh, say.
Sir, should I also add data structure here?
If you've completed the data structures course of Prepinsta,
Yes, sir. Not fully, but I am on the way. I just completed. I have to complete at the last point. What is that? Actually it is linked list last portion. It is remaining.
so only thing that you've done is stacks and queues.
Yes, stacks and queues and almost linked list. But last portion of the linked list is also remaining. That is circular linked list.
You add if you can complete. First of all, again, Prakash, uh, what I personally feel is you've had a lot of time, but you've not used it wisely in terms of doing projects. And projects is nothing but that, okay, you pick up Udemy or you pick up any other thing and then you learn that. Data structures course also you've not completed. So add data structures. Please add data structures. But please complete linked list and a few starting videos of trees also, right? Can I ask you one question from data structures?
Yes, sir.
Okay. uh, Applications of stacks.
Sir, applications of stacks, sir, it's post order and in order.
I'm sorry.
Sir, it is pre-order, post-order means whatever we have uh, in any project, for example, I just have to use only one variable to increment or decrement.
I got it. I got it. I got it. You were telling the same thing that I told in the classes, right? Actually, the
Uh,
problem here is you said post order, pre order.
yes, sir.
Think again.
Okay, sir. It is okay. I got it. It is used in the trees. I'm really sorry, sir.
It's
Uh,
postfix, prefix, infix,
Prefix and infix. Yes.
right? So again, think postfix, prefix, infix, post order, pre order, in order. It's different, right?
Yes.
So again, actually, that's not even so that's actually a technical terms, but the application would be expression calculation faster expression calculation. Okay. So for
Okay.
calculating those expressions faster, you use post order, prefix, postfix, infix, all of these things. The second thing could be, so for example, you can also give one more thing is, let's say, Microsoft Word. So let's say you do undo and redo operations, right?
Yes.
So for all of those undo and redo operations, so let's say you can store the temporary information in stacks. So let's say you do undo, so it goes to stack. But if you want to do redo, so it comes out of stack,
Yes, sir.
right? Again, I hope that you can you tell me what is queues in terms
Yes,
of
sir.
yeah, just give me a definition of queues.
Sir, queue is a data kind of a data structure which we used, uh, which are made up of arrays or maybe a linked list, and it is having two ends. I mean to say we can insert from the two ends of the corner, and it is based on the last first in sorry, I'm sorry, last in first out. I mean, whatever
Again,
is
again,
the last.
again. Once again, Prakash. So even I'm not sure because I haven't mugged up, right? But don't randomly say last in first out or first in first out. You know, it is based upon. Then think it goes here, first in first out. You said wrong.
Yes, sir.
Even I did not know. I calculated is, yeah, it's FIFO. Maybe people in the chat, can you please let me know if it's FIFO or not? Maybe I also could be wrong, but I don't think. So again, what you did was last in first out came into your mind and you said it. However, think that, okay, this is a queue. Somebody enter. So let's say think of like a ticket center. Somebody who enters first will come out first also, right? That's a
Yes,
queue.
sir.
So it is FIFO
Yes, sir.
or LILO, that is last in last out. Okay, so again, I know that you know data structures, but then again, because of speaking very quickly without thinking, uh, you've told incorrectly.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so again, you know data structures. Watch all of these data structures video. Go ahead with the Udemy course of web development, which has HTML, CSS, JavaScript. Also learn a little bit about, for example, I wanted to ask you one particular question that is related to cookies and session,
Yes, sir.
but I did not ask it. The reason being, I was like, a few of the questions you were not able to answer perfectly in terms of submit button, on click event, and all of that. So I was like, if you are not able to answer basics, this would be a little, not, it's also basic, but a little more advanced than all the others, right?
Yes, sir.
सो प्रकाश, आप उडेमी का कोर्स लो एक प्लीज, अगले whatever number of days that you have, try to complete the course of that SDLC completely and data structures. Okay, and please also add C.
Okay, sir.
Okay, and go ahead and Google uh, interview questions, C interview questions, C++ interview questions, data structures interview questions, these things, and SDLC interview questions. The reason being, क्या होता है कि यार मैं पिछले 6 साल से let's say persistent में काम कर रहा हूँ और TCS में काम कर रहा हूँ, right? So I don't remember what was there in my college, right? I know that I studied data structures, but I've forgotten it because I don't work upon data structures anymore, right?
Yes,
So
sir.
in the case, I will Google it, then I will just remember it. So basically, I'll also be Googling, for example, side by side, what is top interview questions asked in C, right?
Yes, sir.
Uh, do you know about DBMS?
Yes, sir. I know
They
about
may
it.
also ask you question about DBMS. So let me tell you the theory behind it, because your project is in web development. Now, web development is incomplete without HTML, without CSS, without JavaScript and database.
Yes, yes, sir.
Right. So I may ask inner join, outer join.
Yes,
I
sir.
may ask DDL, DML, TCL, and all of these things as well. 1NF, 2NF, 3NF, BCNF, primary key, candidate key, all of
Yes,
this.
sir.
So again, this is something that may be asked. So which is why I want. So I just want to give you a little hint on what I am saying and what he may also ask in terms of wherever the idea goes. Okay. Uh, Plus after this, no, I really want you want that, okay, you do one more project. Okay.
Okay.
One more thing that you notice is I did not ask you any coding question. We have seen that this year, because the interview being online, people are more focusing upon theoretical questions than coding questions, because then I'll ask you to share your screen, then you will be writing somewhere something like that, right?
Yes,
So
sir.
theory questions more. Okay.
Okay,
So
sir.
Prakash, what I think I've told you now, large number of things. Work upon them. All the best. Do let us know. Please do Udemy course of web development. Without it, it will be impossible, because your project information about the theoretical concepts of the languages is not that much.
Okay, sir.
Okay,
I
immediately
will.
start doing it.
Okay, sir.
Thank you. Sure. Bye bye. Okay, Prakash, you can leave this. I'll stay along and help the other people.
Okay, sir.
Okay.
Thank you very much.
So again, guys, so he has his persistent interview. I think he's told from between 26th and 4th. The date hasn't been given actually for him. Again, we are doing the same thing internally. So let's say we come online once for you, but uh, a lot of approximately 4 or 5 times for different people. We are doing internal videos for all the other interviews for TCS and all the other companies as well. Mock interviews, right? One more thing is, apart from the mock interviews, we are also doing this. I'll show you. So let's say if you've attended any company like TCS, Infosys, Mindtree, Zomato, Swiggy, or Amazon, Walmart Labs, JP Morgan, and all, please contact us if you've attended the written round and reached till the interview. What we'll do is we will shoot up an interview experience video with you, and we will be paying you. So Prep Insta pays you to shoot an interview experience video with us, so that other branch next 2022 batches can watch all of those videos and prepare better. So again, so what are we paying you? I'll give you a hint side of it. 1000 rupees for service based companies like TCS, Infosys, etc., etc., Mindtree, all of that. So basically, a company that pays between 3 lakh to 4 lakh. Uh, we are paying 1500 for, I'll give you a hint side of it. So, for example, a company that pays 5 to, let's say, 8 lakhs, and 3000 if, let's say, approximately if the company is paying more than 12. Right. So, approximately that is something of the you have to do. So if you want to shoot such videos and then again earn free money, so just email us on Shivi@Prepensta. She will handle all of this, and then we'll go ahead with the video. Right. Uh, so Girish is saying he knows but don't know how to speak in English. I do feel the same. Right. So again, that's a problem. A lot of people know. He also knew. So for them, I will recommend stand in front of the mirror, give yourself the answer, and not just say random words in English. Close the latch of your room, stand in front of the mirror, take up the most important questions, and answer it to yourself. Do it for 1 to 2 hours every day. Right. So, for example, if you study data structures for 10 hours a day, but in the interview, you can't speak your mind properly in English, because English may be a problem there, right? So in that case, there is no point of wasting 10 hours, because actually the problem is not with the learning. The problem is with the communication. So how do you improve it? You stand in front of the mirror and do that. So guys, thank you all of you. Again, we'll see you up ahead in the next video. We got a good feedback. Also, do let us know, should we do these kind of webinars on a frequent basis? So what we particularly thought here was that, okay, anyways, we are taking their mock interviews on Zoom. Why not just go on YouTube so that other people can also watch it? Right, so that you will also get a reference in terms of what is wrong with this interviewer, or what is wrong with this interviewee, or how I will be I can also be in the same scenario and understand what kind of different questions we can expect. So again, do let us know in the chat section of it. uh, if we get a good response, we'll keep on doing such sessions as well. Okay, projects are really important. He had one project, that was my issue. Why only one project? Why only one? That was my major issue. He had only two languages. I was like, I'm not an HR. I want to ask questions that you know. I'm not like, okay, I'll not be like, okay, tell me DBMS, right? Obviously, I don't know if you know DBMS or not. I will only get hints of of the strength of yours from the resume. But if I see that, okay, there are only two languages and there's only one project in that case, I'm like, no, you should have more, right? So thank you guys. I'll see you up ahead later.